Welcome back to Forever United TV, everybody. We are looking ahead to Ruben Amorim, Manchester United's new head coach, his first press conference, full-on reaction. We are building up to the embargoed version of that press conference coming up. We'll have all the quotes. We'll react to all of them quotes. More importantly, we want to get your reaction to them quotes from Ruben Amorim. We want to get your thoughts on what he has said. What are we looking for in this press conference? We're looking ahead to anything that would allude to what team he's going to select. Obviously, we want updates on injuries. We're waiting for updates on Harry Maguire, Lisandro Martinez and Victor Lindelof, so we can expect questions on that. What it's been like arriving at Manchester United. There were some questions and answers that have been leaked out from a Sky interview that's already gone out that you might have noticed regarding the Rashford and Casemiro holiday time and what's happening with the club going forward. We've got some remarks from his coaching staff and people around him who have explained what he's actually like and what United fans can expect. There is a ton of information coming out right now about Ruben Amorim before the press conference has even gone on. Now, he is actually just finished his press conference right now. They usually last 10 to 15 minutes. It would have all been wrapped up. The comments, reactions, and everything that is said are embargoed until 2 o'clock when everybody just... It's an onslaught. So everybody brings in all of the reaction and everything that's been said. So all of the quotes are coming up straight away. As soon as 2 o'clock hits, we'll be all over it. I want to get your comments and your thoughts on everything that he said. But first of all, I feel like we need to get into the news regarding what's been said, like I just alluded to then. The thoughts of Ruben Amorim around certain players and holiday time, what his coaches have been saying. Please make sure you do hit the like on the video as well. We're doing it a bit differently today, live, reactions are coming in. We're going to build up to them. We're going to go through everything that we think should be said and all of the reaction to that other Sky interview, which is going to be aired later on, I believe, as well. So that's going to be an interesting one. So let's just see what's actually happening with Manchester United going forward before his press conference, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty and the detail of what Ruben is actually saying. Amorim, I'm just going quickly in on this. The break, the international break, Casemiro and Marcus Rashford, and what's gone on there and what's been said. Ruben Amorim on Marcus Rashford, Casemiro's USA trip to on the international break. Now, I'm pretty certain the interview was conducted by Gary Neville. I'm pretty certain that's what's happened, and we all know what Gary Neville's thoughts were with the players leaving on international duty. We spoke about this last night. He's looking at it more with a sort of old school sort of head on it. Standards like that weren't accepted back in the day. Is there anything wrong with it? Not really, there isn't, but he's had his say on it. And Ruben Amorim on them two players taking their international break and going away and using that time. Manchester United, told them that they have 5 days off so they can fly anywhere because nobody in the club says you cannot fly. Straight away, exactly hitting the nail on the head, which is nobody at the club has told them that they can or cannot fly. Now, you only have to look at the tweet at the bottom of your screen there in the information panel there, latest tweets from Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail, who is at that press conference today. In meetings this week, the players have been warned about their lifestyles away from the pitch and what is expected of them as professionals. The feeling is that Amorim will just be as tough as Ten Hag, albeit with a more charming approach. So, will we see this again? It's easy to say this now. Let's not forget, this is the last international break. This will never be happening again or coming about again. It's going to be forgotten about, and I think it's a nothing story, really. As long as Amorim is in control, he didn't have any say on what Rashford or Casemiro could do before he's come in. Let's just draw a bleeding line through it, shall we? And forget about it. It's done. What's going to happen on Sunday? That's more important. I feel like that is what we really need to be getting into and what is more important to us right now. And when you look at the questions that we've just mentioned there that are going to be lined up, one of his head coaches has come out and said, look, Ruben Amorim doesn't give a shit. Basically, there may be kids watching, so let's just look at it that way. He doesn't really care. Doesn't matter how big you are, what sort of stature you've got at the football club, what squad number you are, what wage package you're on, whoever you might feel at Manchester United, the new man coming in, who is Ruben, he's coming in and he is just going to put you in your place. He does not care. It's his way. his drive for success and everything he wants and how he wants to get there is unquestionable, going off what some of his coaches have said and some of the other people around him. I think we already know this. Look, when you've got the record that you've got in, yes, only in Portugal, but still, how quickly he turned it around in them previous clubs. That's what we're expecting at Manchester United. It's the only reason why Ineos have brought Ruben Amorim in. That's the only thing we can look at. The reality is for United right now, like we discussed this morning, these players will have to put up or shut up. And they will be out the door. That's what we're looking at. And I feel like that's now what's going to be in place. I think this conversation, if this is true from what Chris Wheeler said about the players being sat down, meetings had, this is the way we're going forward, this is how you're going to conduct yourself off the pitch. I do believe if they want them players to stay at home, they will have to tell them. Like anything in this modern world, you need to tell people what they can and can't do. Otherwise, it's a free-for-all. If you have got 350 grand a week, which Casemiro and Marcus Rashford have got to spend, neither of you have been picked by your international teams, and you are sat there with time on your hands, what are you going to do? You are going to do whatever you want because nobody's told you what not to do. And they're the facts in everything going forward in situations like this, I feel. And if they've been told that they can't, I don't think we'll see it happen again. So, yeah. Quick update before we get into Ruben Amorim's thoughts on what's happening in the press conference. They're coming at 2 o'clock, so we're nearly there. The countdown is on. There is some breaking news from the Premier League that has just come out as well. Martin Ziegler, I've seen Henry Winter commenting on this as well. Premier League clubs vote through Associated Party rule amendments. Defeat for Manchester City. Clubs have approved changes to the Premier League's Associated Party Transactions APT rules. We touched on this last night. The changes were passed with a vote of 16-4. Man City, Aston Villa, Newcastle and Nottingham Forest voted against them. So that is in line with what shareholder investment can be in the club. Businesses that are owned by the same company that owns the football club, how much they can invest. There are rules that have been put in place and voted for by the Premier League members, i.e. the clubs today, about what money can be spent, how much can be put in. The rules stand. Manchester City have lost their case against the Premier League. Round 1 to the Premier League. It stays. Premier League rules are in place. The likes of Newcastle, the likes of City cannot, let's just say, invest what they want when it comes to getting around financial fair play and PSR. What this means is that they cannot make more of a deal than what it's worth. Now, market value comes into it. So say, for instance, there's a business that also is owned by the Sheikh Mansour or whoever's running Manchester City, and he wants to invest a sponsorship deal into maybe the sleeve shirt sponsor of Manchester City or any other football club, and they want to invest 100 million. Well, they can't do that now. They would be able to do it without this rule in place, but what happens now is you need to look at the market value of what is acceptable for that type of sponsorship, and then they can invest that amount of money. It's not as much as they want to break it down, and pretty much in a nutshell, City lose the case against the Premier League. Round 1 to the Premier League. All we care about is the 115 charges. Obviously, that's more important for us, and we're here to talk about Ruben Amorim. But that has just been announced right now. So before all of the quotes come out on Ruben Amorim and what he thinks going into this weekend, we'll just get through the necessary stuff. Thank you for all the likes as well, everybody. We're already on to 100 likes, over 1,000 in the room, waiting for Ruben Amorim's reaction. Keep your comments coming in now. I'm into the chat before these quotes come out from Ruben Amorim. Early finish, pot noodle on the go with a side of magical Portuguese words. Looks like Christmas outside. Could be the perfect Friday. That's from Greg with a super chat. Thank you, mate. I like key team is smart and opposition to the previously created environment. It's exactly what is needed. The players will buy into those that won't, can't, What? Won't or can't. In terms of what Director of Football is saying there is basically these new rules will obviously fizzle out anything and will ultimately make it easier for them to, I don't know, communication-wise. To be honest, I like it. I like the fact that they have held their ground in the Premier League with this, and I feel like it's going to stop this sort of, what we call loopholes within financial fair play, PSR. It's just going to make everything, I feel, a lot easier for us to understand as fans. And if there's clarity and if there's communication for the fans, and we can read like we just read there, Henry Winter has got a tweet out talking about that right now. I feel like that's important. I think like that's important that we know what is actually happening. So, yeah. Going in 5 minutes till the quotes are rolling in. Everybody, get your thoughts on what you think is going to be the first question. That's what I want to know. If you were in that press conference right now, you're sat there, what would you ask Ruben Amorim? Let's just go. If you're not a professional, you're not a pundit, you're not a journalist, you're not with any sport media at all, you're sat there as a fan, what would you ask Ruben Amorim as your first question? Where would you go? What line of question would you go down? What is that one question? Get into the comments right now and tell me what you would say. Rashford does extra training. It's PR spin. He goes on holiday. He shouldn't go and he should be training. Can't win, really, can he? That's Stu, to be honest, mate. It's his fault for not being good enough and getting in the England squad. He knows his profile. He knows what's going to come media-wise. I'm sure he will be dealing with it as he normally does. He's not really bothered. That's my thoughts on that. I just think we do need to just forget about it. Draw the line under it. Move on. It really doesn't matter right now. It's not going to affect anything on the pitch this weekend. And that's all we care about. It's about what happens on the pitch. We would not be giving any interest at all to what Casemiro and Marcus Rashford are doing off the pitch if we were winning games. Honestly, we wouldn't. If Rashford goes out and puts it out on the pitch, you know what? If you watch the Beckham documentary on Netflix, when he's asked the question about Beckham, his lavish lifestyle, what he's doing with his hair, his cars, his watches, going out, meeting Posh Spice and everything like that, and you listen to Keane's reaction to it, he said, it doesn't bother me. And you'd expect Roy Keane to have some form of issue with this, wouldn't you? It doesn't bother me one bit. As long as you put it in on the training ground and you don't let the lads down on the pitch, you better back it up. If you don't back it up, then you're going to be up for a hiding. But if he doesn't back it up on the pitch, then he's got a problem. This is the issue with Marcus Rashford. If he's doing well on the pitch, no one gives a toss what he's doing off it. And they're the facts. That's what we're dealing with in this situation. And until then, he's going to keep getting criticised. He's going to keep on getting the stick that he's getting. And that ultimately will be what determines how he determines what his future is at Manchester United. It's massive. It's a massive 7 months for him right now. Welcome along to all 20 new subscribers who have joined Forever United TV in this one stream alone already. Thank you so much. We have 1,200 people in the room waiting for these questions to drop and these answers to come from Ruben Amorim. They've already been said. They've already been asked. They've already been answered. We're waiting for the quotes. We're waiting to hear what Ruben is going to say. Right. Let's see. What else have we got coming through at the moment? Just breaking through everything right now. Loving them quotes regarding Ruben Amorim and what's actually going to happen at Manchester United and how he's going to treat the players. I feel like he's got everyone on board right now. It's like in a classroom, innit? Like, you all start off. I think this came from Gangster's Paradise. I'm sure it was. Was it Gangster's Paradise? I think when a teacher stands in front of a classroom of kids that have just been completely neglected, forgotten about, and are useless, basically. They're looking like they're all going to fail, and this teacher's been sent in to sort it all out. I'm sure it was from this film. This is what the scenario is like now, I think, with Ruben Amorim at Manchester United. It's like you've all got A's. You've all got A's right now. It might have been another film, actually. Something similar anyway, but yeah. So he's setting out. You've all got A's. You're all top of the class. It's up to you to stay there. I think this is what we can describe as a situation at Manchester United right now. You are in a position where you are in favour. Everything goes. You are top of the class. If you drop off, then that's down to you. So I think this is where it is right now. You're in favour with a manager, coach. You're doing well. We're going to put you in the team. We're going to give you this chance. It's up to you whether you stay there or not. Because if you don't, you're going to be replaced. And then we'll move on to the next stage, which is you not being in the team. You spit your dummy out, you out the club. Simple instruction, I feel. What's your starting lineup, Ruben? As us fans, they can't predict it. That's what Stephanie would ask. What else have we got? Get some more questions in. Wish he could hold these players to Roy Keane's standards, says you got Roz. Ruben, do you think you can apply your style and system to the group of players available at Manchester United? How does it take? How long does it take to be effective? Good question, ATKO. I do like that one. Right, guys, I'm going to go watch the presser. See you on the other side. No, you don't do that. You stay here. You stay here and watch it with us. That's what you do, Greg. But thanks, mate, anyway. You keep on, and we'll get all of your thoughts on this. We're just going to go through it and listen in anyway and get all of the quotes out of it. Time for United players to stand up and be counted, or it's the high road, says Random. Whoa, yep, I'm with that one. Okay, it is 2 o'clock, and these quotes now will start to flood in, so we're just going to let them trickle through, and I'm going to get through the meat of them and bring them all up and get your thoughts on this one. Dangerous Minds, great film it was. These clowns are useless. There's not a gangster among them. I like that one. Just hope they continue to get results as they give everyone a shot. True, you got Roz. Definitely. I think that's where we're at. Almost at 200 likes as well. Wowza. Ruben Amorim quotes are in. If you want to speak about the way we play, we lose the ball too often, so we need to keep the ball better. We need to be better at running back, and I think that's clear for everybody. He smiles. We have to be clear in the small details. An expected response from Ruben Amorim there when asked a question about problems that he has seen at Manchester United. I'm a little bit of a dreamer, and I believe in myself, and I believe in this club. I think we have the same idea, the same mindset, and that can help. I truly believe in the players also. He believes in these players. If he believes in these players, do the players believe in Ruben Amorim? I think that's important in this as well. I think we do need to pay attention to how these players react to Ruben. He is putting his trust fully back in them, going off what he said in the press conference here. So I think every United fan now will be wanting to watch what happens on the pitch this weekend. They'll be wanting a reaction from these players. Are you going to back the manager, head coach, as much as he is backing you right now? That's what we're saying. I think that's what we need to see as well from these players. And do you know what? I'm happy that he is confident that he can get more out of these players. We need it because we haven't got the money. We've already spent everything. So really, in what he said there, Ruben Amorim, it is like he believes in the players. He believes that Manchester United can change, and that's why he said it in his interview as well. But more interestingly, in what's gone wrong before, we lose the ball too much. We need to look after the ball better. We need to track back and win it back quicker. Interesting comments coming out. Another one here. Call me naive, but I believe I am the right guy at the right time. I truly believe I am the right guy. Ruben Amorim is the right guy. I think we can say that as well. I think we're confident in saying that he is the right guy. But the fact that he believes in himself, to be honest, I think that's a staple, isn't it? You'd expect him to come out and say something like that because you need him to be confident in himself as well. So really, Ruben Amorim is... he's only saying what we all hope he would say. Like, that's the necessaries out of the way. Let's get into some more nitty gritty. More coming out. We have to improve the process of recruitment, the data. I have to understand the league, and then when everything is aligned, everyone is on the same page, we can buy and sell players. So that pretty much there says that he needs to assess all of the players. He needs to go through all of the data, look at who's putting in what work rates, look at who's working in the system there, and then when he's comfortable enough, i.e. when the end of this season comes, he can then look into the recruitment side with Ineos and the new structure in place and get the necessary people, getting rid of the necessaries as well. I think that's important. Ruben, when asked if the job is impossible, no, of course not. Simple answer. Who asked that question? Oh, God, I swear to God, some of these, honestly, like... some of the time that you are told what questions you can and can't ask in a press conference, but do you feel like this job is impossible? Why would he take it? Oh, I would love to know who asked that question. Honestly. God, some people swear. Some journalist even. My God. Believe in the players, but they have to prove it consistently or they are out for me, says Simon. You Can't Compete says he needs time. I'm sure he will sort the players out. Time will tell. Time will tell. I feel happy. I feel very comfortable. I feel at home. I think he said this in the Gary Neville interview as well. He feels like he's where he needs to be and where he should be. Ruben Amorim on if if perception meets reality, yeah, it is bigger. There are a lot of departments, so much difference to Sporting, and Sporting is big in Portugal. This is a global club. It is not just coaching the team. I have a lot of help and I have a lot of meetings. I'm waiting for the next bit of that one there, actually. Let's just read into that one quickly. Portugal, I have a lot of help and meetings. I'm improving. So, really, when you look at that, you look at what Ruben said there, and he understands that he is not just going to get it his way. He's not going to be able to just do this straight away. He's going to need help. He's going to have to learn about managing at a global club, like he says. I think that's fair. I think that's interesting in what he says there as well. He's by no way means thinking that he is good enough, and he needs to learn as he's going along with it. I feel more than anything. I think that says there. I know if you are at Manchester United, you have to win games. So I will not tell you I need a lot of time. It's a great league, the strongest league in the world, and we have to improve a lot. We have to win games and then win titles. Wow, I like that one. We have space to grow as a team, and we need to improve in a lot of areas. We are changing in the middle of the season with a different way of playing. We need to improve the physical aspect of the team. Again, Ralph Rangnick quotes. 2 managers ago, Ralph Rangnick quotes the physical aspects of this team. He's basically saying that United are weak. We have seen that. We have seen that loads of times in certain games. Mentally weak, physically weak. The physicality factor is back again. Let's just see what else we've got in here, comment-wise, from you guys. Sky Journals are usually the ones with the moronic questions. If he feels like he's at home, does he mean his house has a leaky roof? Come on, you got to do better than that one. I like the jokes. More quotes from Ruben. We have to improve on the small things. In the small things, I think I can help a lot. True. And by that, simple things within the game. Simple things within game management, I feel. That's what Manchester United can improve on instantly, straight away. So I get what he's saying with that one there as well. If you want to speak about the team, I think we lose the ball too often. This is a quote from earlier on as well. And we have to run... We have to be better at running back. We've seen that in that training drill, didn't we? I think it's clear to everyone, and I think we have to be better on the details. Calm and confident, composed, he's engaging. These are all of the comments coming out from everyone who's been in the press conference. Better on running back, and started laughing, he said. This is clear for everyone to see. So when he's talked about actually running back and getting back quicker, he's laughing at it, as in to say everybody can see it, as in United's teams have not been working hard enough. Simple things that he's talking about, the little things that he alluded to there, are that we're not doing them, and he can improve that. And we've seen that in that drill. You can remember the quote coming from him on Carrington. We had the video up the other day where he's like, there's an attacking drill going on, and then he shouts, blows his whistle, Johnny's lost the ball, Johnny's lost the ball, and they have a certain amount of time to get back in position. It's like naturally feeling like you have to get back. Like beforehand, there was no acceptance from any player. There was no accountability for not tracking back. And I think he has to drill this into the players. And this is where we'll find out who works and who doesn't and who needs to go more than anything. Ruben Amorim on Jose Mourinho, when asked a question on this, he sent me a message. He said, welcome to the club. He said it's a big club, and in that respect, he's correct. But a lot of things change. We are in a different building now. We are building a new one. Ooh, Interesting. I like that one there. That's sort of saying like it's not the same United as it was back then. We are building something new, something different. And he's accepting that the old United has fallen and they need to build and build fast in what he's saying there. So I like that. Also on Jose, he says, I'm a different guy and I hope to teach something to my players. The club is still big. It is still the best in England and we want to win. Simple, well-answered question there. Just stating facts. Sometimes just stating facts works, doesn't it? That's all that's important. People want you to be honest and just tell them straight. And I think if he does this going forward, Ruben Amorim now, he will get a lot more respect from the fan base. The fan base will take to him a lot better, I feel. And in the end, I just look at him and say, he knows what he needs to do. He knows what issues are going to be coming. He knows the problems he's got. He knows where United have been. He's just alluded to the game and what's going on in the game. He's alluded to recruitment already in his first press conference. He's alluding to earning time rather than saying that he's going to have to just take his time and we're going to have to wait it out. He's said an awful lot in one press conference so far. Football these days is different, and I think I am the right person for the moment. I am a young guy, as in to say he understands the modern game a little bit more, maybe. 39, yes. One of his coaches is 30, by the way. It was his birthday yesterday. This is a young team coming in here with Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim talking about Portuguese managers and Jose Mourinho again. For all the Portuguese coaches, he showed that we can be the best in the world. It's a small country, but I am different from Jose Mourinho. You look at Mourinho and think he can be everywhere. He was European champion and I am not. I'm a different guy and hope to teach something to my players. Yes, that was all of them on Jose Mourinho. Good quotes and acceptance of what Jose Mourinho is, what he said to him, the message he sent him, but making sure that everybody knows that he's in charge of a different Manchester United. The old days are gone, and this is the turning of a new page. That's the message I'm getting from what Ruben has said here in this press conference today. I have a contract to 2.5 years. I think in 2 years you can understand if I'm the right manager to go in this process. We will need more time. Obviously, in 2 years he'll be at a certain stage. I think he's alluded to that, and someone picked up on that, and we talked about it in the morning show where he was at Sporting, a press conference there, and he said, look, 2 years without a trophy is not acceptable at a big club like Sporting. Now move that on to Manchester United with the same methods and the same sort of determination again from this coach. I think we're expecting to see results within this 2 year period. Otherwise, we're done. So what he said there, in 2 years, and how I see it, in 2 years we will see. We will need more time. If he's done his job within 2 years, he will get another contract. I think that's what he's saying there for me. You can look at it a couple of different ways. He knows that it's going to take a while. He already knows that Omar Barada said 2028. So we're 4 years from now. But in 2 years, United need to have moved to another stage, and I think need to build from there to get to it. The United squad, it's a belief. You have to believe, and I believe in them. When I start this week, you can say it's just 1 week and 3 training sessions, but they are open to different things. The only thing I can ask of them is hard work, and you have to believe in the ideas. Believe in what he's saying and work hard. Again, that's that change that he was alluding to in that interview from last Friday. You will see a difference straight away. If you look at the clubs who are winning this league, they have been doing this process for a long time. I understand we will need more than 2.5 years, and that we have to win something somewhere. But in 2.5 years, you can understand if you want to. Let me just finish that one off there. 2.5 years, understand to continue. Where is that somewhere? But in 2.5 years, you can understand if you want to continue this part of our change. Again, I like that. I like that. I understand what he's saying there as well. You have to have believed in what he's asking you as a player. And then in 2.5 years, if you are not capable of moving on, then you go somewhere else. Simple. Or you adapt and move on to the next stage. Are you that type of player? I think that's what we've got to look at. Thank you for the gifted membership. London, King Sully has taken that one. Keep your comments coming in. I want to get through as many of these Ruben quotes as we possibly can. And we'll get to the comment section on that as well. I have a great responsibility when we choose players because I am the manager. I am the head coach. I have to choose the players. Someone's asked about... sorry, I'm just reading through everything here. Bear with me a second. Hopefully identity will be clear, says Lee. Gehan says, Amorim is the right man. If he can get the older players out in the summer, he will be a huge success. This is a young team game. We have to make United a place for young players to come ambitious, is what he is saying there. I'm just trying to figure out there. I think someone asked a question in the press conference about if the other players have got the manager sacked or something like that. I don't know if that's a comment coming from the comment section or if it was something that was asked in the press conference. Andrew says, wow, that's interesting what Amorim, in answer to Jose Mourinho and what he has said about how United are going to build. It is. I think it's important we look at that. Someone in the press conference has actually asked whether the players got the old manager sacked. Now, that is a brutal question. That one really is. I've not seen a response to that yet from RUBEN Amorim. But apparently that's on Sky right now. Someone has just said that. It won't have just been said because the press conference is already over, I think, right now. But yeah, it looks like there has been some tricky questions asked that we've not seen the answers to yet. But, I mean, what can he answer that? How can he answer that? Let's be honest. It's not exactly a question that he is going to answer, is it? We will see if Amorim is honest, as there are more press conferences and his progress will be reflected by actions of the players on the pitch, and the questions, Morgan, will become more difficult as it goes on. If things start going wrong, then yes, indeed, we are going to get different questions. We're going to get a different temperament, maybe. 14 likes away from 300 live likes. Thank you, everybody. Keep them likes coming. Make sure you have subscribed. A ton of you have already in this one live stream. Just doing it a bit differently. A little bit differently. What a brilliant interview with Neville. I've not seen that one yet, Philip. I'm going to watch that back. What are we hoping to see from Amorim in his first game? A lot more effort, a belief in the players that they can change, that change is possible. I think that's what we can get as well. I don't think he will answer that stupid question, Gehan. I'm pretty certain he won't. The environment has been described as demanding but jovial, sorry. That is United right now. So, the players are all right with the first week of training. And Amorim has said there, look, we are only 3 days into training. And it is just training. So, let's see as we go on. It's up to the players now, really, to show that they are up for change. Amorim has said they are willing to work and they are up for the change in what he wants to bring to the club. So, realistically, it's now down to them proving the point. I know you don't believe in these players, but I do. You think it is not possible. I think it is possible. I believe in them. They are open to different things and they work hard. Okay, so RUBEN Amorim straight away has come back at a press conference question there and that was asked about the players. And this is probably alluding to that question about did the players get the old manager sacked. He's saying that everybody thinks that these players aren't up for the fight. He's saying that they are. I have to have a say in recruiting because I am the coach. So he's talking there as well about his role in the recruitment sector and where he'll be, the veto and everything like that. It's not a revolution because football is not so different. With 5 players in defence, 4 or 3, we have our own ideas. We have our way of seeing football, and we are going to change our way of playing. Amorim, we have to improve in many areas. It's a different way of playing. We have to improve the physical aspect of the team. I don't know how long it will take. I know we have to win at Manchester United. We have to win games and titles. Another one there. We will adapt we will adapt some players because we don't have a different profile. Maybe on Sunday you will see the starting 11 and feel a lot of change, but you will see in the game and the positioning or where they receive the ball. Okay, that's a good one to get into. On the confidence of the players, when you don't win games, you start to get suspicious of the way of playing. You start to feel it in the players when they walk to the warm-up. You can feel it. You can feel if they are confident or not. That's normal. I will help them, and it will. Okay, it will become normal. Interesting one from James Ducker there, out of all of them quotes that have just come out. We will adapt some players because we don't have a different profile, as in we don't have the type of player we want to play the system. Maybe on Sunday you will see a starting 11 and not feel a lot of change, but you will see it in the game and the positioning or where they receive the ball. So, in terms of what players' duties are on the pitch and how they will adapt, in terms of what everyone's been asking, like, what will we see different on Sunday? What will we see different in the Ipswich game? I think he's just pretty much answered the question there. He said you will see players in different positions where they're receiving the ball. There'll be a different approach. In terms of the lineup and what you look at on paper, you may feel like there isn't much change. I think he's using the same players. I think that's alluded to. And one of the questions that we said at the start of the show was, can we get a different approach? Are we going to see a different team on that pitch? We're going to get a different approach, but I feel like the same players are going to be on that pitch. Like, who is going to be starting the game? I think you'll see familiar faces, but them playing in a different way. I think that's what he's trying to say more than anything there, and I think that's what's come across for me in everything. Let's see if we can get up near 400 live likes, everybody. Let's keep them moving along. We've had a shed load of new subscribers. Welcome along to Forever United TV. If you have just subscribed, thank you for joining us. We are going through Ruben Amorim's press conference live as the quotes come out from the presser. You may have watched it by now. You may have watched some of the interview with Gary Neville as well. It is very interesting what he's saying. And again, I think he's answered every single question perfectly there in how we would expect him to. He's batted off some questions. He believes in the players. I think that's the biggest one. If I'm going to take anything from this press conference, I think I will take away the fact that he believes in the players. And if he makes them players believe in him because he believes in them, then we will see a different reaction. And I think that's what he's saying. There's more quotes coming out right now as well. The Manchester United players want to play in this first moment. They just want to play. That's a quote from Ruben. It is easy. It's easy, so in the future we will see. You can watch them on TV, but you have to train with them to see if they can play in different positions. Everyone wants to play now. Another one from James Ducker here as well. Amorim also adamant he will not be compromising his style of play. As a coach, you have to choose one way or another. I choose always 100% our way. I choose to risk a bit. If I believe so much in our way of playing, they will believe it too. There is no second way. Ooh, I love that one. Amorim on giving players a chance. I know you guys don't believe in these players. We just read that one out. They're open to different things and they're willing to work hard, and he believes in them. Erik ten Hag was amazing at Ajax. For me, he built the best two teams outside of the 5 strongest leagues. So my confidence does not come from just that, winning at Sporting, he meant by that. My idea could go wrong, but I am comfortable because I know step 1, step 2, and step 3. Well, he's got a process by the sounds of it. He's alluded to Ten Hag there as well, hasn't he? And he said, look, it looks good from what he's done, but you have to be able to make the step up. He's not going to use what he's done at Sporting just to say that he's good enough for Manchester United. He's willing to prove that his system and what he's putting in place is good enough to survive at Manchester United. On my ideas is that when the ball is on one place with or without the ball, every player has the same idea. Imagine one player receives the ball between the legs and he turns. Every guy in the team knows what to do, thinks the same. It's quite simple. He's going down that road of simple instructions again. Another interesting one there, just in the middle of me saying what I'm going to take away from this press conference, another big thing there is he's not going to change the way that he plays. It's going to be the Ruben Amorim way, and I think that is brilliant for us as fans. Gangdred says, what's he going to say? He doesn't believe in the players. He's got to work with them. You treat it as if it's his honest assessment. Well, it is for now. But like he said on top of that, Gangdred, he is going to learn with these players and what they do in the future. And if you didn't read that into what he was answering there, then I don't know what you're watching. Because he said he believes in the players from what he's seen. It is only 3 days. He alluded to that himself. But then in 2 years, he said this could all change. And we may need to step up onto another stage. So I look at that, really, and what he said there. If Amorim wants to sign young players and mould them into his style of play in their positions, does he have the time to do so? Or will he be under pressure the whole time? He will be. I would love a younger squad. Look, I feel like what he's saying there is as well, some of them players, when they're working in a new system, may not believe in it straight away. They may get bad results playing a certain way. But ultimately, it's his job to give them the confidence to keep going that way, and it will come, and they will turn it around. I think every manager could say that. I'm sure Ten Hag has said that many a times before as well, but still, I feel like right now with Ineos behind him, that's the difference. And like the question was just asked there, will he get time if he wants to bring younger players through? Well, that's up to Ineos as well. If they see a certain style of play and they see United improving, then they will back him. This is why this summer is so big, because if we do get rid of some big players and we have another mass exodus, then we are going to have space in this side for new younger players to come through. Let's see what else we've got in the comments. I would love it if he brings in some of the academy players, Chido, Amas, Enes, and Kone. We may see them, David. We may see them, mate. Fair enough, Adam. It's all right, mate. I didn't hear the 3 days or 2 years qualifiers. Look, mate, no, I'm not having a go. I'm not having a go, buddy. It's a lot to. That conference must have been one of the longest ones I've seen in a while. I think it's a lot to take in as well. It is. There's so many quotes that I'm just reading through there, just to try and get my bearings as to what's been said. But yeah, I feel like we are obviously just going to wait it out now. Everything that could have been said has been said. Everything that needs to be said has been said. It's now, let's start walking the walk. The talking has been done. It's now time to start seeing the walking. I think there will be a couple of surprises sells in the summer to go along with the prime four that I want out. Casemiro, Rashford, Shaw and Antony. Also get, let's go for 400 live stream likes, everybody. We are 38 likes, 37 likes away from hitting that 400 live like mark. We have done it a bit differently today. I really do appreciate you all being part of the show as well. Love that. Let's see what else we've got in the comments section. Keep them flooding in. Genius here. Sorry, I believe Ruben is the right choice, but I will wait to see what develops in the rest of the season. I'm not going overboard on our new head coach yet. That's fine. I get that. I do. I hope that Ineos and the players and the whole fan base gets behind Amorim and the team. Amorim said the fans are the 12th player, are very important. Let's all believe. I'm believing. I'm definitely thinking we're on the right track now anyway with Amorim in charge. I believe in what he's saying as well. We've seen it before. He has got a history of getting it done and getting it done quickly. So let's see if he can adapt in a bigger club, like he said, a global club. But everything he said has been very impressive. Everything he has done so far and how he's answered questions, very, very impressive. And I can't argue with what he said. I will wait now to see the next stage. And now the next stage is what happens on the pitch. It seems he's going to be steadfast in his style, which is good. What if players can't cope, do not adjust, or are just plain lazy? Don't see him changing, could therefore lead to problems. It's a huge gamble. Look, I feel right now every player at Manchester United knows that there is no forgiveness coming. There was some delusional stuff that Ten Hag did, which we all scratched our heads about. But he said he believed in the players. We'd expect him to say that, like the comments have said. But ultimately, now it is this season. And then, like I said in the show earlier on, it's going to be the toughest part is getting rid of the players that have actually turned up just for 6 months. And let's see if they continue it. Ineos need to get behind Ruben Amorim more than anybody. They have to be the ones that change this. But that is the press conference. We're going to wrap it all up there, everybody. Thank you so much for your participation. We've had, I think, nearly 100 new subscribers just off that one stream there. Absolutely mental. Brilliant. Holding out around about 1,300 people watching consistently there, everybody. Love it. Thank you so much. Mods and members for helping the new subs out in the chat and everyone having their say. Love the comments. Get your comments in below once the stream is finished as well. We'll try and get back to a few of them as we can. But for now, that is us all done. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back live this evening as well. Jay is also on tonight on the show, so we are now fully looking ahead to that game this weekend. I said it before, the talking is done. It's now time to start seeing some walking. Please give the video a like on your way out. We are just about to smash 400 live likes. Make sure you have subscribed. Hit that bell notification button, and then you will get notified of all the content coming up. It has been a mad one. We're halfway through it, and more content still to come. We'll see you later on, everybody. Thank you.